Hey everybody, it's Spine Ticks Pressing here, and I've got for you 4 key books and where to find them. One from Marvel, one from DC, one from an independent publisher, and one FOMO pick for the week. So stay tuned and let's find out what those 4 books are. I want to be part of the Grow Together movement that we've got here in the comic book community on YouTube. And so I'm going to do my part by giving away, when I hit 400 subscribers, and I'm real close, I think I'm 40 away, this Iron Man 16 homage to Tales of Suspense number 39. All you need to do is make sure that you're subbed up to these guys right here, these channels. They're great channels, and they need more subscribers. And in the comments below, you can leave me some information, comment about one of the books on this list, or if you want to comment and tell me about another book that you've seen that's a great homage book, but put in the comment hashtag hit 400. Every time you do that on one of my videos, one time per video, you'll get an entry to win this book. And I will mail it to you free of charge if you live in the United States. And if you're international, you still can win it. I just need you to help me by paying for the shipping to you. But it's a beautiful book, and I can't wait to give it away. I can't wait to hit 400. So again, make sure you're subbed up to these channels here, and make sure in this video and every subsequent video, you type in the comments, hashtag hit 400, until I hit that 400 subscriber. And that'll give you an entry each time. All right, let's get back to this week's list. All right, the next book on the list is from DC Comics, and this week is a book, it's a cover by, and it's a cover that I spotted by watching another channel, Cole Collects Comics. And if you haven't checked out that channel and subscribed, you really need to. It's a great one. So, the cover for this week from DC is this gorgeous Adam Hughes 2011 Batgirl #1. And as I said, it's a fantastic cover, and I think when we see a live-action Batgirl movie, or we have her appear maybe in the Brave and the Bold coming up in James Gunn's new DC Universe, I think this one's going to jump quite a bit in value. And I think it's one that right now you need to think about trying to get out there and pick up. So let's take a look at some that are for sale. Adam Hughes and Batgirl #1 New 52 from 2011. This is the book that I recommend you pick up. This is one that I found on eBay. It is listed as very fine. I have found that a number of the books, they're really difficult to find without some type of spine tick issue. There almost looks like a slightly color breaking one right above the thumb, but it's unclear. It could be the purple, sort of the purple coloring. But as you run down this book here, I found that one right there, you can see it sort of in the center of the screen, and that's it. So I think other than that, the corners look really crisp. There is sort of that odd white line right there just to the right of the L in Batgirl. But I think for the price, this is a $10 book. You're picking up some Adam Hughes greatness. You know, I think this is a fabulous cover. $7.55 to pick it up. That seems a little high to me. You can go to the make an offer button and click that. But in terms of price, I think this is a good one to pick up. Time Traveler Comics and Treasures, 816 is their review. And so this is the one that I recommend you pick up. If you're just looking for this particular book, this is the first printing, and it's on eBay. Let me show you one more, and I sort of like this one. This is all 3 prints of this particular book. And the first printing, which is the most valuable one, I guess it's very similar in price with the third print, but the first print looks really solid. In fact, I think it might even look better than the one that I showed you for $9.99. There are hints of some issues right here along the spine. I did notice that almost every book that I looked for had issues along that spine. So I think probably what happened was that the paper that they used for the cover was a little bit on the cheap side, and it was really prone to picking up spine stress lines. All the edges, though, look great. Corners look real sharp. Same thing here. The only drawback on this particular seller is you don't get to see what the back looks like. And I did notice on some of the rears of these books, there was looked like some color rub kind of in this area on the back. This is the second print, and you can see there is that fairly noticeable, actually there's two of them, one there and one there, fairly noticeable ticks on the spine on that particular book. But the more valuable books are the third print and the first print. And in this particular pack, these two look pretty good. The third print looks solid. I don't really see a whole lot of hints. Maybe there's some little hints of some spine stress lines. Obviously, this is the staple, so you're going to see something there. But the book itself, there's a trademark symbol right there. Maybe that's what I noticed on the other one. It wasn't just a little white line. It was a trademark. It just couldn't zoom in close enough. Still, all in all, this is a beautiful cover. You know, Adam Hughes, you cannot go wrong. This guy knows how to create a beautiful character. And I think right now this is the time to get in on this book and pick one up. This one, let's jump back to the price real quick. $50 for 3. And, you know, this is on Mercari where you can make, you know, you can throw out a deal at them. And I would say 90% of the time they just accept it right on the spot. So I don't know. What would I offer? I might offer this seller $40 and see what happens. Might even be able to push it lower. Sometimes it tells you when this was updated. So let's see, this book was last updated April 19th, 2023. So it's been on there for not quite a month, maybe, or it's last updated about a month ago. So I think this is a good one to pick up if you're at all interested in, and maybe this might be something you'd want to have on the wall. You know, you just love this cover and you want the first printing, the second, and the third. You know, I think the third printing was a fairly low print run. And so there you go. So those are what I recommend. I recommend heading over here to eBay and picking up this one from Time Traveler Comics and Treasures for $9.99. And this one right here, this pack of the first, second, and third print. Now, remember, I've in the description of my comments, I've got links to take you right to these videos and you know, right to these books if you're interested. All right, the next book in this list is from Scout Comics, and it's a very little-known series that has already been picked up and optioned to be made into a streaming series. So let's take a look at the copies that are out there, and let's find out a little bit more information about Midnight Western Theater. Midnight Western Theater. Now, you may be asking yourself, what in the heck is this? I've never heard of this title. Well, this is a title from Scout Comics, and now the plot is a little bit, maybe it's a little bit, I don't know, predictable, like it's something we've definitely seen before, but I think there's a little bit of a twist. You basically have kind of like that Seven Samurai concept. You've got a happy town in the Wild West, and these thugs have taken over the town, and instead of a bunch of gunslingers coming in, you know, a bunch of sheriffs, you get these two characters coming in. One is a vampire gunslinger, and the other one is this female, and I think she rides kind of like a supernatural horse. It's like all skeleton. Now, I think where this book really could be interesting to you is this title has been optioned, and I'm not sure if Netflix has purchased it or Amazon, but they are working toward making this into a series. And Midnight Western Theater, I've noticed that there are some dealers now that are they're putting out pre-orders for what looks like Midnight Western Theater Volume 2, if you want to call it that. And they've given it a different name. I think it's called Witch Trial. So I don't know much about that particular title. I have requested it for my pull list, and I do own issues 1 through 5 of Midnight Western Theater, and I'm crossing my fingers on this one. But for the price, I don't think you can go wrong. This one right here, this is a web store variant book, and they want $15 for this with $3.65 shipping, and shipping out of Texas. Now, this web store variant, if I'm correct, was limited to 500 copies. So this is a highly limited book, and the cover of the actual cover of this book is black and white. So this is a little rare, and I think the book itself on the inside is black and white as well. So this one being a color cover is kind of slick. It's very different. There is a Virgin variant. I think it's a 1 in 300, and it's got the female character riding on the skeleton horse. So this one looks great. It's definitely a near mint copy. They've got it out of the bag and board, and it looks great. And then when we flip to the back, you're going to see what the cover A looks like. This is essentially cover A. The title's been, brought up, but it looks interesting to me. I think this is an interesting premise that, the good guys, these supernatural superhero guys, gunslingers, I don't know. I think this is different. I think this is cool. For me, I dig it. I like Westerns. If you like Westerns, I think this might be a book that you want to think about picking up. And you know what? They've got several available. There's 7 available. 3 have sold, so they got 4 left. And I think you can't go wrong for picking up this this copy at a lower price. I mean, $15. I mean, that's not even a quarter of a tank of gas nowadays. So that's it. I recommend it. It's here on eBay. Space Cadets Collection is selling it. They've got a ton of sales, 21,000 sales, and $4 shipping or less. It's located in the middle of the United States, so it's going to get to you for that price. And you get this color variant of a book, which who knows? It may take off. We may see a resurgence in kind of the supernatural genre Western. I do think we're seeing more and more horror becoming popular among younger, Gen Z, and in our media culture. So I think this has a lot of possibility of really turning into a possible hit. So there you go. I recommend. You can find issues 1 through 5 in little packs. I think the lowest I found them was about $45, and I think that one did include the 1 in 300. So there you go, Midnight Western Theater. Check it out. Do a little bit of research, but if you're interested in this one, take a look at the links below. I've got it, and you could just click on it and grab this one right here. There are some others for sale, but most of them I think are around the $20 price range. Hi everybody. All right, so now from Marvel, we've got our book of the week, and I think this is a great one, a very undervalued key. This comic book that I have is a first appearance of this character, and it is a key X-Men from the future. We did see this character in the movie, the live-action version of Days of Future Past, but we haven't yet seen them in the MCU. I've got to tell you, I've been very disappointed with the MCU that there have not been more of our original black characters represented in the MCU. We have, there are some debates and some controversies as to characters who have been changed. Their race has been changed from the original character, and we have some coming up. Power Man is one that I can mention. But I got to tell you, I've been disappointed with the MCU so far of not bringing in some of the great original black characters. Some of them that are notable are Blue Marvel. Brother Voodoo is one that I would love to see. I really would like the MCU to bring back Luke Cage. Hello. That was a fantastic series on Netflix, and if you haven't seen it, get out there and watch it. But the book I'm talking about right now is X-Men 282, the first appearance of Bishop. So let's go and let's take a look at one that's out there for you to get. Here we are on mycomicshop.com, and we're taking a look at a couple of the books that they have for sale. There are 2 books that are raw. There are a ton of books for sale and a ton of books that are graded. But the highest quality raw book that I can find are these very fine 8.5s, and I think they're both priced at the same amount, $32. I looked at this first one that's listed, and it's item number 58627-862, and it has a corner crunch that I don't think is worth purchasing. This book, I think, the second one, this is 58627-864, is much better. So let's take a look at the front of the book, and we can zoom in and get a really high resolution zoom. There is a bindery issue that sort of shows through to the back, but when you look along the spine here, there really isn't much in terms of spine stress lines. Nothing that looks color breaking. This corner looks fine compared to the other one. That corner, I think, is a little blunted and rolled over because the book itself needs a press. And this right edge looks great. That corner looks great. And you can see right in here, it sort of looks like the book has a little bit of a roll to it that I think will come out with a press. So let's look at the back side of the book. Okay, make sure you make a note that this book is item number 58627-864. Here is the back of the book. And when we zoom in, we have this hyper view. This just looks like a fold to me. I don't think that's color breaking. I think that's just a little bit of a reflection. It might be. I don't think this bindery issue will hurt much. The things that I think may affect this book, there appears to be like a finger crunch here and another little finger bend there, and they look to be color breaking. But the top corner, this edge, this bottom corner, they all look solid. And then, this corner also a little bit of a bindery issue. So I think this book with a clean and a press has the possibility of really being a very high grade copy. I think this can at least be a 9.2, maybe higher. And I think for the price, I think this is a great pickup for the price. This one was $32. Hey, this week's FOMO pick of the week is a real crazy one, and I think it's a do not touch. It is from Marvel Comics, and it is Star Wars number 34. And I don't know about this one, guys. This is the first appearance of a Dr. Kuata. I don't know. I'm not really following the Star Wars series right now. Please let me know in the comments if I'm just totally missing this one. But I gotta tell you, the only Doctor in Star Wars that you should be thinking about picking up or having in your collection right now is Dr. Aphra. That's the only one. And Dr. Aphra hits the Disney Plus, maybe The Mandalorian or one of those shows like that, or maybe she'll appear in Ahsoka. Man, that book is going to shoot to the moon. But I don't know who this character is. I think this is a terrible buy. Don't touch this book. The price of this book is way too high. But you know what? We got to do this segment anyways. Let's go and let's take a look at the best one that I can find out there for you to buy. All right, here's our FOMO pick of the week. It is Star Wars number 34. This one is super popular. I guess there's a character that was introduced, Dr. Kuata, who was introduced in the novelizations. And this one's real hot. Everybody's jumping on it. $7.40 to ship it to you. It's $18. That's the lowest priced one I could find. It's on Mercari. You might be able to find another one. I think there were a couple that were a little bit lower in price on eBay, but they look like they had been read. One, I think, indicated there was some shelf wear. So the only thing bad that I'm not real keen on is this one doesn't have, we don't get to see a copy of the back of the book. But from what I can tell, the front of this one looks great. I don't recommend you run out and pick this up. I think this book is it's gonna come down big time. I don't know who this character is. I think I know most of the up and coming characters in Star Wars. I could be wrong. Maybe this is some pivotal Jedi, Dr. Quata character. I don't know. I'm very high on Dr. Aphra. I think that's the character you want to invest in if you're a Star Wars fan. But hey, if you didn't get this book when it came out, here's a copy that you can pick up at a reasonable price. Well, how did you like this week's list? Let me know in the comments below if there was one particular book that I featured or more that caught your interest. Hey, don't forget, when you leave a comment, be sure to put in #HIT400 and be subscribed to my channel so that you get a chance of winning this amazing homage slab to Tales of Suspense 39. It's actually Iron Man 16. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here and checking out these videos and making it all the way to the end. So take a look at some of these other videos. I've got some that are part of this series where I find those 4 keys for you to go out and try to find. Take a look at one of these videos. Get out there and don't be afraid to look online for those good buys, because the great prices are definitely out there online for you to buy. It's a buyer's market, and as always, happy hunting.